Hello everyone, and welcome to video number 2 for our unit 14. So on the previous video we kind of reviewed everything that we have done and everything that you would need to begin your new project. We set up our units, our limits, created some layers, text styles, saved as, made a copy, talked about the different items that you need on under your status bar, your grid, your snap mode, your dynamic input, and all those things that you will need to have in place so that you can be as efficient as you can be when you work. So now we're actually going to work on I'm going to do part of the exercise, and I'm going to show you how you're going to input some of that information that you are going to need for your exercise. So you'll notice that I already have a border right here. You will create a border, and I'm just moving around. You'll have to create this border right here. It's going to be a border that is going to be 64 feet by 40 feet. And remember, now we are using feet and inches because we're doing architectural units. We're gonna do what it's calling as built, if you want. Project, typically if something exists, you go and take measurements and then you bring them into your computer and you plug them in, and then you get it done. So you will have a little bit of a different process as stated on the class pack, just because obviously we're not in class. You won't be able to take the measurements, so I will be providing your measurements for the project, right? So I will be sending you the measurements, but this is the border that you're gonna have. And how are we going to accomplish that? So you're gonna basically draw the classroom's MS10, MS9. You will have all of that information in your class pack. I will provide the measurements for the setup of the desks and the computers and the chairs and the distances from the walls and the distances in between the rows of desks and chairs and stuff like that. You will see that once I provide those measurements and once you see your instructions on your class pack. But how we're going to accomplish that, there's going to be a couple of different things we're going to use. Okay, this video we're going to cover what we call the tool palettes, which allow you to bring in what we call dynamic blocks. Very easy to manipulate, very easy to change. Then we have something called the design center, which allows you to bring in items from other drawings, something you already created in one file. There's no need for you to recreate, to do double work. You simply go and bring it in. Then we're going to copy and paste. We're going to copy from one file to another file. Then we're going to group things together so that we don't have to be selecting many different items once. So we'll put a group together, particularly when you're going to have your desk and you're going to have your computer and your chair. You can make in one single group and simply copy all these items as a group and not individual parts. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some walls. You're going to have to draw some walls. So where do we start? We can start anywhere. So I'm just going to say line. Okay, and I'm going to start at 2, 2. See, just so that I can create this, and your measurements will tell you that this is going to be 38 feet. So I'm going to have to go 38, but I'm going to do the fit symbol right here, so you can see right here that it says actually 38 feet. So I hit enter, zoom out a little bit, and then on the opposite direction, the perpendicular direction is going to be 29 feet 6 inches. And I don't have to specify that it's 6 inches because that is the standard unit measure that the computer will take. So just 29 feet 6, hit enter, and then I will go in this direction again. That's 38 feet, enter, and then I can close it. See for close. Now you'll see that these lines are really thick. I'm gonna go down here to my status bar and hide the line weight. Now you'll say, okay, why are these two things on the same layer? Well, I did it purposely so that you know, and then you can think about this, because every time that you're gonna draw something different, remember when we did layers, we have to make sure that we go and we use the correct layer for the different part of our drawing that we're going to be working on. So now I have to select this part and this part and drop it under my wall. Okay, so once I do that and I said, you know what, it's too close to my border, I'm just going to move it, because you're going to center it, you're going to put it somewhere where it allows you to work with. So I'm just going to put it somewhere right here, and then I will adjust it accordingly. Now you'll say, why do you use single lines? Well, I could have created a rectangular box and then I will have to explode because I have to offset it. And remember, when we offset, we're making a copy of the object if you want. Your instructions say, because we're recreating the classroom, okay, you're gonna have wall thicknesses, and in this case it's gonna be 6 inches thick. So I'm gonna go to my modify commands and I'm going to offset, okay, and I'm gonna type 6 so that I can offset 6 units in this direction, this direction, this direction, and this direction. So I'm going to the outside because that's what indicate that's what it's indicated on my instructions. Okay, once I do this, then I am going to have some of these walls continue. So remember that we can always stretch, we can pull them, we can do whatever we want, so that you can extend them a little bit. So it's gonna be something like this, and then I'm gonna trim. Remember, we know how to do all those things now. Extend right here and there, and then we're gonna trim here. So that gives me the first corner. The same thing is gonna happen somewhere right here. So this line is gonna extend somewhere right here. This line is going to extend, I can extend it to here, okay, and I can always go and trim again this part. So something of this sort. Then you will have all of your angles are going to be a 45-degree angle. You're going to have a chamfer right here if you want. So you could do a chamfer. You can offset and offset and then connect. So if I go right here and I just say offset, okay, and it's going to be 4 feet, enter. So I'm going to offset this way and I'm going to offset this way, and you're simply going to go and connect these points. If you recall the classroom, that's where our printer is. So delete. You will notice that I did not, even though I transfer this to my correct layer, I did not make it current. So I want to make sure that that's there, so that this, as I continue drawing, it's in the correct layer. Okay, so you will notice that here this corner doesn't exist and that doesn't exist. So you'll see your handout on your class pack, you'll see that that's what we have so far. Now what we have right here, okay, is we're gonna have doors. We don't have any windows, but we have doors that we need to create. So how are we gonna do that? Well, you're going to have something called the tool palettes. Okay, so if I go to my view up here, okay, and say palettes right here, if I click on tool palettes, okay, it gives me this. Let me try to move it to this side so I can relocate this anywhere that I want this to be. So I'm just going to put it right here for now so that we can see it. Here, this allows you to bring in something we call dynamic blocks, and it has different options. It has modeling, 3D stuff, it has excuse me, constraints, it has annotation, it has mechanical, architectural, electrical. There are symbols all over the place. So we're going to need the architectural part right here. And this is going to allow us to bring in doors in a top view or an elevation view, whatever you need. So in this case, we'll do an imperial door right here. So if I just go there and I just bring this in, okay, basically I will have to go and see, okay, I'm just going to put it right here. See that it brings in a door. Now, you have some measurements that you have to follow for the placement. Okay, you will figure that out. I'm going to show you how to bring this one in right here. Now, if I click on this door, see it has several different points to consider. So this one right here, there's an arrow right here that allows you to open the door from 30 degrees to 90 degrees. So all I have to do is really go click right here and say, okay, no, I don't want it 90. You will see your handout and you'll do it accordingly. So you have the dynamic block right here. There's 60. I can go and actually make it 30 degrees. But I'm going to put it at 90 degrees because that's what you will have. So I will bring in anything that I want right here. Once I do that, this right here, see, will allow me to flip my door in one direction or the other. It swings in this direction, swings on the other direction. I can do this to put it inside or outside, depending in which direction this is going to swing as well. Then I have this right here that allows me to make it 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, whatever thickness of wall I have right here. So it's very, very easy to manipulate, and it's just a one-click thing. This right here allows you to make it bigger or smaller. See that? There's some increments, some particular increments that you have typically for your doors. So there's a 1'4", there's a different measurement. Those are the increments between one and the other, but you have different size of doors right here as you open it bigger or smaller, whatever it is that you're gonna need. So you will set your measurement right here. You simply will go and adjust it and place it according to your exercise, okay, your assignment instructions. So we have that. Once you do that, then you will go and trim. So you can do TR for trim, and if you hit enter again, you will trim this, and then you'll have that opening right here. Okay, so you will see your door right here, and then you're gonna need another door right here, and you're gonna need some other door, another door somewhere right here, and another door right here. So you will have those, you will input those right there. There's gonna be another offset right here that it's going to be a 45 degree, just like this one, except that this was 4 feet by 4 feet. This is gonna be 8 feet right here. So you can actually do the same thing that we did right here. You can offset, then you can put it right here. Okay, now what you're going to do right here is you're going to have some distances for the placement of your desks. So how are we going to do that? Well, your desks are going to be given with certain measurements. So the desks in the classroom are 3'10" wide by 2'6" in depth. So I can actually go and create a rectangular shape at any given point right here, and I'm going to make it 3'10", comma 2'6", and it gives me this right here. That's my desk. Okay, so once I do this, then I will have to get, this is my desk, I will have to get a chair, I will have to get my computer. Okay, so how do I get those? How do I do that? In the classroom, we'll have the R drive and go get our stuff there. Now you can get things from previous assignments, exercises. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go and bring in the computer and the chair from your office file, from your office exercise that you did before. Okay, chapter 11, I think it was unit 11. So how do we do that? Okay, same location under the view panel right here, or tab, I'm sorry, the view tab right here. Okay, there is going to be this icon called the Design Center. And if I click on the Design Center, it's going to give me this window right here. Okay, so let me move it a little bit so that I can see it right here. What it's going to give me right here, and of course that's going to be independent of your computer. You're going to go to the location, your assignment where you have your office assignment that you worked on. So you're going to find it. In this case, I'm going to go to my location where I have that office assignment. So you will find your office assignment. See, mine is right here, and I'm going to click on the plus sign, and I'm going to find something called blocks. Okay, when I find this block, if I click, it's going to show me the items that are made as blocks right here. So from here, I'm going to be able to take my computer. So I'm just gonna drag it into my press and hold, and then drop it inside my file. And I'm also going to get my chair right here. You will see these same blocks on your file. So I'm just gonna drag it and drop it into my file right here. And so now you'll see this is my desk, this is my chair, this is my computer. So I'm just gonna move things around. I'm gonna move this computer here. I'm going to rotate this chair. You should be able to do that. Rotate it, move it so that it's somewhat close to my desk. See, I have this right here. So that's my full set right here. I will have to obviously adjust it, place it on the right location. Like I said, you will have a 45-degree angle wall right here that is going to look like this. Look, offset, a feed, enter, this way, and I'm going to draw that line that is going to go from here to there. Okay, so now these are just helping me construct, and I'm going to offset, okay, 6 inches, and I'm going to go this way. Okay, so now I'm going to trim according to my handout. This will look something like that. So I'm not gonna need this part, no, that one, this one, this one right here, this one there. So that's sort of what you're gonna be looking at. Okay, so there's part of your drawing right here. So you're gonna have to do that part a couple of times so that you can have your desk located according to your instructions. But you're gonna rotate this. It's gonna be F10, and it's gonna be at a 45-degree angle. So you're gonna move this. I'm just gonna move it roughly right here, but you're gonna move it somewhere right here, because that is where you have your computer. Let's say that it was somewhere right here. So what you're gonna do here, okay, instead of having to recreate another table and another computer and another chair, what you can do at this time, okay, is we can make this a group. So what are we gonna do is we're going to go to this item right here and make it a group. But I'm gonna come back to the next video and do it there so that we don't have very long extended videos. So as we come back to the next video, I will group it, and then we'll see how we're gonna copy it multiple times. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video.